Hello, welcome to Movie Musters. Power Book 2, Ghost, to Thine Own Self, the second episode of Season 4. For a few days, Tarek and Braden were broke in thought. Absolutely not. They had a small taste of what many college students went through, and since they possessed the talents necessary to earn the kind of money most others could only imagine, they had no intention of running themselves ragged for spare change. Even though the second episode of Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 was only intended to set up the rest of the season, transitional hours may be incredibly entertaining in this realm. They need a plan. Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 2, PGS-04E02, To Thine Own Self stars. Tarek was back at Stansfield, going to classes and doing his thing, while someone had the audacity to call him out. They did it in the most non-threatening way possible. Tarek has had a lot of luck over the years, but instead of accepting that luck and just being happy to be alive and continuing his education, he was fixated on everything he lost. Surprisingly, Tarek didn't seem too interested in revenge. At least not yet. Though, it's not like he had a lot of resources to enact a revenge plot right now. Related, Michael Rainey Jr. of Power Ghost discusses Tarek going into Predator mode and warns, anyone could go. It's difficult to feel sorry for Tarek since, for the most part, he has had everything handed to him throughout his life and has primarily caused his own problems. Braden is the same. They now have to deal with the fallout from their big boy decisions. Womp womp. Has Tarek held a regular 9-to-5 work before? Although he did have that little internship, I never saw him mop the floor. It was obviously beneath him, and not the life he was accustomed to. But was it the wisest course of action to return to the game at this point, with Carter already breathing down his neck and Noma at every turn? Braden, did you not just tell me what an idiot your dumbass was? Tarek, in agreement. Braden, all right. Tarek, all right, so the phoenix rises from the ashes? Braden, this fucking Harry Potter, what is it? Link permalink, PGS-04E02, what the heck is this Harry Potter? Regarding Detective Don Carter, he left quite the impact by going after Tarek, Davis, and Obi in an attempt to purge New York City of all the rogue activity on the island by himself. Although I respect their ambition, there's a reason these folks are still on the streets and have caused all this mayhem. Unless I'm missing something, everyone who has been wondering who Denise was, including myself, has found out. This was a little anticlimactic, but at least now we all know. It is difficult to recall every death that has occurred in the Power universe. PGS-04E02, To Thine Own Self Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 2 stars, Meeting Detective Carter. However, Carter is motivated by anger and sorrow, and he has made it his mission to reduce violent crime, which is commendable once more, but I question if he is taking on too much. Or should he choose to? Tarek is a darn good liar, and Carter was right when he said as much. If he didn't know how to tell a story and do it convincingly, he wouldn't be where he is, but Carter wasn't the first to notice and call him on it. But there are situations in which you are powerless to stop someone from lying. Think about the numerous task groups that have attempted in the past to shut down this illegal activity, all of which have failed miserably. Related, I Don't Die Easy, Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 1 Review. However, it escalates when you are driven by a personal grudge. Carter is currently assisting Paz in obtaining justice because he is motivated by a desire to exact revenge on his wife, but internal motivations can be blinding. Carter went to Davis and attempted to buy him off in just 1 hour. If he's ready to do that for what is essentially a weak case, can you imagine what he might do when he comes near enough to make some genuine change but needs just one small item to get over home plate? Given that he is an actor who can fit into any part that is thrown at him, Michael Ealy was a great option to play Detective Carter. He seems like a deadly guy here, all icy and threatening. Detective Don Carter Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 2, PGS-04E02, To Thine Own Self stars. The bad guys, in the past, have frequently been attorneys. Despite having a hint of threat in their veins, they were never able to match Tarek on a level that made Tarek feel inferior. Tarek learned to think swiftly on his feet at the James St. Patrick's School of Lying, Gaslighting, and Self-Aggrandizement. As a result, he is unstoppable and will not back down. Last but not least, the police. However, there was something about Carter's interaction that intrigued me because, when he brought up Tasha, Tarek cracked, even if it was just a tiny bit. Tasha works at a small-town Home Depot, Tarek works 3 jobs, and somewhere, in the wind, Ghost must be shaking his head and writing another letter he wishes he could never have to write for his son. The least shocking story of the hour was that Tasha might be losing her witness protection. It doesn't mean that simply because you're provided protection in return for something, it's guaranteed. It's a luxury, and Tasha has taken independent action to safeguard her family when she felt compelled to. But when Tarek paid her a visit, she appeared to be in a better mood. Her future, which entailed working and supporting herself, was all that was on her mind. Class Study, PGS 04E02, Power Book 2, Ghost, Season 4 Episode 2 Stars, To Thine Own Self. Whether you approve of his tactics or not, Tarek has always loved his mother and sister and wants to keep them safe, which is why I feel bad for him. But he's so stubborn, and I knew it was never going to happen the moment Tasha urged him to stop with her grossly inappropriate boss. When it comes to his mother, Tarek is not amused. See also, 23 TV mothers we detest to love. Could Tasha suffer as a result of this? Though the possibility is very high, add it to the list now. Since this is the last season, I anticipate Tarek having a lot of issues as we go along. Speaking of troubles, almost everyone this hour had one: Noma, Monet, Cane, Effie, Diana, and Dru. Tejada Business, Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 2, PGS 04E02, To Thine Own Self Stars. Obi even managed to knot himself in. It will be too soon if I never hear the words green card again. We had the opportunity to meet Monet's cousin Janet, who was portrayed by the amazing Golden Brooks. I enjoyed that though Janet was a new character to us, you could sense how comfortable she was with Monet. For the most part, Monet keeps things close to the vest, but when it comes to Janet, she lets her guard down a bit. For someone like Monet, who has spent her entire life making every effort to rely only on herself, that must be extremely difficult. It felt strange to introduce Monet memories until I realized they were attempting to emphasize Monet's mothering style in contrast to the mother we see now. A hint, they are identical. It was obvious that Monet and Lorenzo were going through a difficult time. Monet wanted to improve by Cane and leave their terrible apartment, and what mother wouldn't want that? I've been watching these shows for so long that I've become accustomed to not thinking about anything but drug dealing. I didn't even think twice when Monet went over Lorenzo's back to obtain merchandise when, in all honesty, she could have gone and got employment on her own. Episode 2 of Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4, PGS 04E02, features Monet at home to thine own self. Stars. On the other hand, Monet is accustomed to taking the initiative and placing her kids in danger. Don't combine our fucking child with business. M.O. That will not go well in the end. Link permalink, things won't work out nicely with that. PGS 04E02. Cane's car seat contains a gun? Really? Is it what the young Monet was doing in the past, perhaps to rescue herself? I'm not sure something more perfectly captures Monet Tejada's role as a parent than that. Related, suspenseful scenes that left us speechless. Monet is always prepared to shout that all she does is for the benefit of the family, just like many parents in the universe, but it is just untrue. If her children may get something from what she's doing, then fine. However, when have they ever really been the priority? If it weren't so depressing, she's gaslighted herself into believing she's some kind of martyr. When they're in the same room, Dru can hardly contain his contempt for her, so what does she do when she has the chance to at least partially make up to him? She doubled down on her choices, justifying them and not giving a damn about how they affected other people. Davis Fights, Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 2, PGS 04E02, To Thine Own Self Stars. Although I find it hard to believe Monet would believe Cane would target her before Dru, it wouldn't be very intriguing if she connected the dots so early in the season. Although Cane has his moments, she may not be able to see Dru and Diana as being evil enough to do anything like that, but given how tense their relationship has been with her, I didn't understand why she would hold Cane accountable for the hit on her. Diana and Dru are clinging so tenuously to their lies. They should probably talk to each other outside of the family home when they start to feel like they might want Monet to die. They were lucky that Monet didn't hear anything more from her than that she was a lousy parent. Monet didn't appear to pick up on anything else. Did she mistreat her children? With his direct query, Monet left us with no simple answers. However, Dru and Diana attempted to have her killed. Her 3 children are extremely hostile to each other, and have intentionally attempted to harm each other in various ways. In Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 2, Braden Takes His Shot, PGS04E02, To Thine Own Self stars. Because to their deeds and the fact that they are Tejadas, their lives are in risk all the time. Not to mention Zeke, the brother/cousin who was entangled in the Tejada drama and ultimately sacrificed his life while merely attempting to hoops. Thus, in response to your inquiry, Monet, indeed you did. Noma's other dubious father is attempting to dictate her next decision, and she will never be able to agree with Monet. After all is said and done, it seems as though one of them will kill the other. Related, Tarek annoyed everyone 19 times. We have to listen to Noma correct someone every week over the power dynamics. Nevertheless, she keeps letting these kids, yes, even if they are adults, tell her what should happen next in the game. Then Noma gives their scheme a deadline and takes control again. But if it weren't for their initiative, Obi and she would still be idly twiddling our thumbs. But fascinatingly, they seem to be establishing a power and amorous triangle involving Noma, Cane, and Effie. Tarek outside Power Book 2, Ghost Season PGS04E02 To Thine Own Self. Even though Effie has repeatedly shown that she wishes to protect Effie, she is unable to completely leave the life behind. She is not attending school in order to receive a trust fund at the conclusion of it. She is attending school because she is bright and has the potential to succeed, but she is also so invested in the game that she is unable to quit it easily. She may take use of her newfound insider status with the Russians now that she has discovered them. Does she wish to, though? How is she going to use it? It will be intriguing to see how Noma fits into everything, but those questions are still unsolved. She dislikes being left out of the loop and playing second fiddle. The Russians' main contact, Effie, leaves her as a second fiddle and disconnected. She's not going to like that, but perhaps Cane will be there to cheer her up. Stars/Miles Aronowitz. Comforting Shoulder. Power Book 2, Ghost, Season 3, Episode 10. I'm kidding, but not because their last conversation of the hour had a hint of flirtation, and I'll be watching that. I'll also be following Tarek and Monet, who are perpetually paired together despite their lack of mutual trust and conflicting interests. Without Tarek and Monet holding a covert rendezvous and not being completely honest with each other, Power Ghost wouldn't be the same. Related, the top 20 TV opening themes that make us dance. We'll have to wait and see how things play out this season to find out if their strange bond will ever break. Everything additional you should know. Seeing Braden succeed and land a real estate job is such a great privilege, and I love how the show never stops reminding viewers of that. Tarek's life is not at all like Braden's, even yet it still stinks. Episode 9 of Season 3 of Back at the Office. From Power Book 2, Ghost, Stars/Miles Aronowitz. In relation to Braden, he was trying his luck with Elle, but it was failing. I wonder if he wanted to be back in the game to give it another go with her. It was funny to watch Tarek decide that the broke life wasn't for him and promptly get his car back from 2-Bit. If 2-Bit is going to do anything, it show up in a Power Book 2, Ghost Season. Diana is expecting a child. It's somewhat shocking, but not extremely shocking. One would assume Tarek would not be on board, which worries me about Diana's chances of surviving in the long run. Should Diana survive the season and her birth, perhaps this could pave the way for a brand new Power spin-off named Power, New Beginnings, which will delve deeply into Tariq's St. Patrick and take place 16 years in the future. The rise to prominence of Miami's, or any other random U.S. city's, top drug dealer, Tariq St. Patrick Jr. Even though all those police officers are aware that Tariq's account of Junior's death was false, they are powerless to stop it. On this podcast, what exactly is the law? Sibling Meeting Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 1 PG-0401 I Don't Die Easy Stars. They cast Mary J. Blige, who was younger, so well. Her appearance was identical to Mary's. This hour was intended to set the stage, and it succeeded admirably in doing so. We'll have to wait and watch how Tariq and Braden conceal their actions, as well as what Monet does next. Lots to be excited about. Please share your thoughts about the hour and the direction things are going in the comments section below, as usual. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.